Hello, Gary Talks. I am at my uncle's shop in Flushing helping out. I wanted to talk today about perspective and differences. Yesterday, my mom, I think I asked her how she was doing, and she sent me a voice note, like increasing in anger, expressing how she's feeling about, the violence that is unfolding in the world and how, scary it is, how scared she is and frightened and tense and anxious she is, and also how like enraged she is to see such, violation of property, for instance. Like, 'cause she works in Flushing. So there are people, she sent me a video of stores being broken into over there, which have nothing to do with what's going on. So she's really pressed and like really rightfully angry because she has a business, so she could pull up at her work and someone could have broken her printer, stolen her stuff, like all this stuff. So I understand that anxiety, and like I understand it in the way that I can understand it because I'm not in that position. And she showed me the video, and the video was intense. It changed my whole mood watching it. I was like, oh my god, like this woman was screaming, like get out, go away, like, very like wow. And there is so much like pain, and in so many ways. And what I wanted to talk about is like my mom hasn't once reached out to me to ask me how I'm feeling as a black person in this. And it's funny because I think my mom would be someone that you call colorblind, and that she says she doesn't see color because she's always been like, you're my daughter, like it doesn't matter what people say in terms of talking shit, because people used to talk shit. You're my kid, I wanted to have you and I'm proud of you, and it is what it is. And I speak Mandarin, so she's like, and you speak Mandarin, so whatever, that's their problem. And that's fair. I like that, and I think I'm glad that I grew up with that. And still now there are moments though, I'm a Taiwanese, it just is it's a different conversation that we're having, or not having, because once she said, and I'm sure, like, I wonder how she feels about this statement, but once she said to me, I feel like you take this being black thing a little too seriously because it's like really taking a toll on your being. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it is. It's taking a toll on my being. And I understand what she's saying if I want to take a higher spiritual perspective, right? Like, oh, this is a human experience. We chose this before, like all of these things. I can say it that way, like, and so this is just a physical bod. You don't need to so identify with the trials and tribulations. I get that. And also, at real time, there are things happening that affect people who look like me. And there's just no conversations around it. Like, and I think something that always drives me, my question is, how come and why? Like, how and why are my two favorite questions, right? So if I see somebody looting and my mom is like, what does this have to do with anything? She's like, how is this tied to anything? What message is coming across, right? Fair questions. To which point I say, how did we get here? How? Like, how did we get to the point where now this is happening? The riot is happening. Okay, you say because there was a protest. Okay, how did we get to the protest? Because a cop shot another innocent black man, killed another innocent black man with their hands this time, not shooting. And this is like part of a legacy of things that have happened. How come that has happened? Well, there's policies in place that allow that to happen. There is policing in communities that allows that to happen. There's suspicion of black people that allows that to happen. How did we get here? Okay, then we gotta talk about slavery, And there's a lot of things that we need to talk about, and I understand that it can be tedious. So like, why do we have to go all the way back there? But if you don't understand how we got there, if you don't understand the past, it's very hard to move forward. Like, I feel like something that I always grappled with in the spiritual journey, in the self-actualization, personal development journey, everyone's like, forget the past. Like, you don't need the past at all. You can, like, just focus on who you're becoming. Your past it's obviously like how you think of your identity. We tend to think of ourselves as a collection of all the things that we are and that have happened to us. And sometimes we think of those things as static. It's not static, right? It changes because you're not the same as you were when you were 3. So, but those things are, they're also, I think they're so important to understanding your personality and limitations on your expression and like your likes and dislikes and tendencies, right? Because it's also important to understand where you've taken on programming. That's why I think the past is important to think about, and limiting beliefs. Because when you're talking about limiting beliefs, you're pretty much, you're talking about the present, but you look into the past for evidence a lot of the time, because that's what's propping up this belief. And once you make sense of that, then you can move into a new future. But if we haven't made sense of the past, the future is blurry and unclear. And so that's what I had to say today. So what am I gonna do? I was thinking I'm gonna have to like really talk to my mom and be like, Mom, like I hear how you're feeling. I reached out to her today. To her, like I'm just reaching out to check in on her, because it's I want to hold space for her too, because her feelings are valid. And also, you haven't checked in on me. Period. And in the past I get so mad, like, oh, you don't care. But I'm like, it's not in your frame of reference. It's not. And I've said it before, but your frame of reference is different. Taiwan's history is not the same legacy as America. And she doesn't know about American history. And that's what's happening right now. American history is Ouroboros eating its tail right now. We catching it. And right now, I think it's about to be a full moon, a big ass full moon, lunar eclipse type shit. And full moons are all about release. So, have a great day.